this is Becky. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to start off with telling you a little bit more about Archangel Jophiel. So his physical associations, parts of the body, are the pancreas, the solar plexus, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the middle stomach, the nervous system, the digestive system, and the skin. So he's been trying to help me with improving my nutrition, getting my skincare back under control, because living in your car in extreme temperatures and not having all the luxuries that I'm used to, you have to adapt. And so he's been teaching me ways to get around all the stress that I'm experiencing, causing health issues. He fortifies, brightens, tones, stimulates, and reinforces energy. He strengthens weak body processes, breaks down cellulite, and removes toxins. He also renews your jus de vivre. I don't think I'm saying that right, it's French. It's the color therapists use it to heal arthritis, joint stiffness, and immobility. Emotional and mental associations for Archangel Jophiel is the mental agility and learning enhancement, wisdom and intellectual stimulant, concentration aid. He brings stable uplift freedom, laughter, and joy, increases self-control, raises self-esteem, and brings feelings of total well-being. He stimulates conversation and can also enhance communication. He prevents shyness, gives courage, and prevents mental confusion. I know when I was originally deciding to do these type of videos, I wasn't going to show my face. I was just going to have it be the cards in my hands with a nice cute little backdrop. And then I was like, nope, Archangel Jophiel is with me. He says it's okay to go ahead and be on camera, because I knew I was going to get a bunch of social backlash by all the religious people in this community as well as online. And so I really didn't want people to know that I was learning how to use divination tools because of the repercussions for it. But Archangel Jophiel said, don't worry about anybody else. Just keep doing what the angels and God and the universe need you to do. So, spiritual associations brings soul illumination, strengthens the connection with the higher self, guides, and angels, and assists in recovering soul fragments that have become detached through illness or depression. So if you have issues with any of those, Archangel Jophiel is who you would call on. Now today, when I was driving around listening to music, I had a couple of songs that really hit, that my ancestors were like, make sure you talk about these. So I wrote down the lyrics. For the first one is It Really Is Amazing Grace by Phil Wickham. So my granny and I, when I was younger and I got to live with her for a while, she had an electric organ because my grandfather was a Pentecostal revival preacher. And so she had an organ that my dad had bought her, and it was a cheater organ, so it had like color coded, so that way I could follow in the books on how to do the songs. And the one that she really loved for me to play was Amazing Grace. So this song came on, and it was like a modern version of it, so I knew my granny was with me. So here's the lyrics. It says, Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Singing hallelujah, there's no chains on me. Thank you, Jesus, you have set me free. Free, you welcomed me in, called me by name, was dead in my sin, now I'm dancing on that grave. Hallelujah, it really is amazing grace. It really is. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. I'll testify of what he did. He gave me life, I'm born again. My heart is free, my soul is saved. It really is amazing grace. I'll testify of what he did. He gave me life, I'm born again. My heart is free, my soul is saved. It really is amazing grace. And then another song that came on later on, I was like, oh my goodness, this one really hits too. So it's I Know My Name by Elevation Church and Brandon Lake. So here's the lyrics that hit me. It says, I know a name that can silence roaring waves. I know a name that can empty out a grave. I know a name, its only name that saves, and it's worthy of all praise. I call you Jesus, I call you healer, risen and reigning in power. Something comes out of the grave every time I call you Jesus. I call you Jesus, I call you Savior, worthy of glory forever. Something comes out of the grave every time I call your name. I have a king with dominion over death. He holds the keys in his holy nail-scarred hands. Sorry, someone's coming over. It just threw me. He is the heel that has crushed the serpent's head, or resurrected the great I am. And then the third song that I got that really struck me was If I Got Jesus by Ben Fuller. It says, I've had $1 to my name, I've had friends that walked away, and I've even lost myself a time or two. There were bridges crossed and burned, but through all the wreckage I have learned, there is one thing that I could never lose. If I got Jesus, I've got all that I could ever need. Take the world away from me and I'll be okay. If I got Jesus, there's hope that's living deep inside, a joy that I could never hide, and a safe place to fall. If I got Jesus, then I've got it all. I've seen weakness turn to strength. I've seen failures met with grace, and it's not from what I've done, it's Christ in me. A miracle I can't explain. Oh, he's given me his name. I'm the richest man that I could ever be. If I got Jesus, I've got all that I could ever need. And I know when I was, at a homeless shelter, they, were like trying to help me out, and I said, listen, I'm the richest homeless person there is. I've got God on my side, and I'm being divinely orchestrated throughout life, and I'm just a missionary on wheels, so I'm okay. All right, let us see which Ascended Master from the Keepers of the Light wants to give us a message. I wanted to mention, some people, start to feel bad when I'm like, oh, I don't really have many friends. No, I know a lot of people. But if you think about it, Jesus didn't have many friends either, right? He only had 12, and he only really had 3 besides Mary that he confided in. And to be honest, one of those 12 ended up betraying him, leading to his death. So, in my book, friends are a little overrated. I enjoy meeting new people, but I don't cling to people and hold on to them. And so I know that hurts some people's feelings, but I am more than willing, if they call me up or message me to, talk, then cool, we can get together. But otherwise, I'm enjoying life with me and Jesus and God, figuring out what tomorrow's going to bring. So here we've got a message from Saint Germain. It says, Karma Releasing. Move beyond drama. Create your own path and make room for good energy. Like I said, I knew the universe had me grounded in a timeout here in this town to kind of make amends, release the karma, be able to move forward. I mean, there are good people here. I just haven't met very many of them. Maybe they're all hiding. I don't know. Okay. It's like a secret society that I'm not part of. Okay, we've got Work Your Light. So let's see what we can find in the message that we get from this oracle deck. Oh, the chiropractor that I go to here, oh my goodness, I just wanted to say he has some amazing things that if you have spine issues and you can get access, definitely recommend the DRX machine. It's this weird machine that kind of like stretches you, it like pulls you to decompress your spine, but it's amazing. He also has this massage bed that has these rollers that kind of like massage your spine too. That's pretty cool. And the newest one that he's going to let me use is a vibrating plate that you stand on, and then it like vibrates your whole body. It reminds me of how back in like the 50s they had that, it was like a vibrating plate that had like a piece of cloth that went around your booty and your hips, and it would like shake you and shimmy you. It says the vibrations and being on that is the same as a 1 hour workout, but all I know is that it really gets the energy moving and flowing and opens up the channels pretty well. So if you get a chance to find a chiropractor that has these, I highly recommend them all. Alright, let's see what we get. Let's go with this one that's sticking out. It says, break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. So I know I had someone that I used to work with who told me to rewire my brain on the pain that I experienced while working with them. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to alchemize it, transmute it, release it, and really take it for what it was worth. And it was just learning lessons. So releasing those chains that kept me in a state of wanting justice. And now I know God's got it. I don't need to worry about justice, that it's all being handled. All right, I'm going to pull one of my Chakra Wisdom Oracle Guide cards, and this is the series of cards that I've already done more detailed messages for. So I'm going to pull one. It'll give you a word or a phrase. Ooh, here we go. Insecurity. And then you can go ahead and look at the list of videos that I've already done for insecurity, and it will give you the message in more in-depth. Alright, let's go ahead and get a message from the Crystal Alchemy Oracle. Let's see what the crystals have to tell us today. I love these cards because they're nice and shiny. They look so pretty. I was exercising again today over at the Y, and I have now elevated from the Silver Sneakers classes. I've now added on the Aqua Zumba, which is really fun. So if you have like issues with your joints and arthritis and spinal issues, you get to dance in water where there's less impact and pressure on your body, and it's really enjoyable. There's also a beginner dance step that I started, which is fun. It reminds me of like the 80s aerobics where you step up on the thing and you're dancing. And then the other fun one that I just started was Bar Connect, and that reminds me of when I was a kid doing ballet classes. It's on the bar. And I thought of my kids when they were little. A synchronicity was, remember I said that my sister had gotten me a t-shirt with Tinkerbell on it. And my oldest daughter, when she was 3, did a dance recital, and in that recital, she was Tinkerbell. So it's so funny. All these, little things that you take the time to really sit and think about it makes you smile. All right, we've got Blue Lace Agate. This is for the throat chakra. It's expression, throat health, and voice. And that's something that I'm working on healing. I'm hoping to be able to get my writing going, get my creative juices flowing, and tell my story in a way that can be used for healing for lots of people. So I'm glad that that one came out. Let's go ahead and do one for Human Spirit Oracle, since we're trying to reconnect to the Great Spirit that's in all of us. And again, it doesn't matter what religion that you choose to follow. We all serve one source of life that all those religions branch out from. Oh, it was also really cool was I happened to pass by the director of the programming development for the Y and saw his name, and I was like, oh my gosh, he was the uncle of one of my former students that I had who was autistic. And so I went ahead and thanked him for all the programming that he's got there and how it's helping me heal. And got to hear that little guy has already graduated and doing great things with his family. So that was exciting. Okay, we have manifest your miracle. Synchronicity, because I do believe that I had this message in maybe the last video. So let's see, that one is card 44. 44 says, yep, dandelions, wishbones, four-leaf clovers, oh my. Manifesting has always been a part of your life. Along the way, we can find these practices childish, naive, or taboo, but why? I know I scare a lot of people when they realize, how spiritually gifted I am and how powerful my energy is, but it's really not me. It's really the angels and my ancestors that are working through me, and the universe uses all of us to do God's will, because God is actually an artist. The universe, the supreme being of light, the source of all creation, really is an artist. And if you think about it, artists will use different mediums, different tools, different palettes of color and textures and stuff. So I like to think of each person that I meet as a living, breathing Picasso, or a walking piece of art that God's really handcrafted. And sometimes artists use tools like chisel and hammer or sandpaper, right, to really get the fine details and the nuances of the art. So sometimes the experiences that we've had, although painful, were necessary in order to shape us and mold us into the amazing people that we are today. So yes, it may seem childish, naive, or taboo that I talk about manifestation, but it's the same thing as prayer. It's having unrelenting faith that God and Source and the universe and all that is good wants to anchor in heaven on earth, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. What changed your perspective about manifesting your miracles? I want to know why it is that there's people that are so against us talking about this. I do know some people abuse this gift that God and the universe has granted us, but I'm seeing more and more people who are just showing such gratitude and being humble servants of God instead of using and abusing their power over people. I'm not saying that it's not out there, because obviously I've experienced it, but you move differently, you get to meet different people. This next bit is something we believe so strongly. We as humans are energy. We are a light body that has been grounded into the 3D reality through matter. We are giving off a specific frequency that is the hum that is manifesting and bringing to life what we radiate. And we can adjust our frequency, by our thoughts and our actions. So you can keep yourself in a low vibration if you want to, but then guess what you're calling in? More experiences in a low vibration. I prefer to cut the cords quickly and move on to new experiences. I don't want to waste my time in this angry, resentful bitterness. I want to be able to hold on to the faith that God's working on the hearts of people, and so that's why I always give grace and second chances and pray that the angels can work their miracles on people's lives, and then whatever issues that person might have had against me really usually has nothing to do with me. I might have just said something that upset them, and I don't even know what I was saying that upset them. So then that person has a chance to go back and kind of think it over and reflect on it and realize, well, it wasn't necessary that she was intending to upset me, just the way I took it upset me. So it was my own thoughts that were upsetting me, and then usually I can move forward in that connection. But sometimes people just want to avoid ever talking to me again and that's okay too. So set your intention and truly believe that it is yours and it is coming to you. You deserve to live the life that you want. And I firmly believe, and I've said this since I was little, that I have a divine counterpart out there. So that is how I maneuver and I walk, as though my husband, my godly divine person is already out there. And so I would never do anything to disrespect or dishonor my spouse. So that's how I move in interacting with people. And if that offends people, then that's okay. Take this card as a sign that you are worthy. Step into your power and manifest your miracle. If you are a visual person, then take time to create a vision board. The sky's the limit. All right, let's get a message from the Nature Spirits. A message from Spirit Nature Oracle. Let's see. I really enjoy finding peace in nature. I get a little frustrated that we're also surrounded by so much chaos. So even though I get the birds and I get the water and the sunlight and the plants, there's still a lot of cars and motorcycles and machines, and so can't change everything to suit my needs. So then I just have to adjust my expectations and go where I know that I can actually find peace. All right, we have River Flow. I'm trying to think if we've had this one. Let's see, card 32. Certain messages really do like to keep popping out, making sure that we are getting the message. So let's see, card 32. I think we have had this one. It says, if you look down at the earth from space, rivers look like the arteries and veins of your planet, similar to the channels that carry blood throughout the human body. Rivers move immensely large volumes of water throughout the earth. A river transports nutrients for the land and provides a home for many organisms. They play an essential role in ecological balance, as along with other elements of the earth. They continually reshape the land's surface. All rivers and streams start at a high point, such as a mountain or other elevated area. There begins the flow to lower areas. Streams may join with other streams to form larger rivers that eventually make their way to oceans or lakes. Along the way, the flow may be hindered by blockages, whether formed naturally or by animals or humans. So in spite of these obstructions, each river has a propensity for finding its way around, under, or through these obstructions, steadily and persistently flowing to its ultimate destination. That's how I feel about my flow of money. I feel like I'm in a town that I'm not actually able to access the funds that I need to get moving forward, but that's okay, because I know that this is just an obstacle that God has put in my place for me to learn how to be more adaptive and think outside the box and creative, and is forcing me to be online and doing some of these videos that normally I wouldn't do if it wasn't necessary. So sometimes those blockages serve a very good purpose. The message is, being in the flow is a state of consciousness where you are fully immersed in and enjoying whatever process you're involved in. When you're in that state of consciousness, you are fully present, whether performing a task, taking a stroll in nature, or spending time with another person. There are a multitude of distractions that could present temporary blockages to the flow, such as worry about the future, regrets about the past, or concern about how others perceive you. All of these mental gyrations serve to keep you from being fully present and moving with the flow of life. With clear intention and an abiding sense of purpose, you can go through, under, or around those blockages. Take note over the next few days of the things you find that keep you out of the flow, and write about them in your journal. Several times a day for the next few days, whenever you become aware of that occurring, state out loud, I am here now. I am in the flow of life. I am the flow. I am life. Let this be your mantra whenever stress overwhelms you. And I really am feeling stronger in my faith over fear mantra. You have money flowing, and then the next day you don't, and then it becomes really easy for us to kind of like panic and go, God, what are you doing? I'm supposed to have money. What happened? All right, let's get a card from my Moon Magic Guide to the Lunar Cycle. Let's see what messages the moon has for us. I always find the moon fascinating. Love to learn about it. So I thought, you know what? Why not pick up this deck and see what kind of messages we get? All right, this one. Ooh, it's a dream weaver. I believe you can get me through the night. All right, and this is card 49. And 49 tells us the key words are goal setting, action, and effort. Dreamweaver is reminding you to determine your own path through life, because to a large extent, your destiny is in your hands. The decisions that you make today determine your opportunities that are available tomorrow. And if you don't change something, then guess what? Nothing's going to change. This card is the antithesis of drifting through life, expecting everything to just come to you, growing increasingly resentful towards those who go out and make things happen for themselves. Dreamweaver is telling you to take charge of your destiny by setting a few goals and working steadily towards them. Don't be one of those people who constantly complain that they can't catch a break or get a foot in the door of their dream job. Don't sit back and wait for someone else to open up a few doors for you or give you a leg up. Do those things yourself. You are your own leg up. And I have a few applications I put out in some other states that I'm like, please let one of these come through. You can open up your own doors to success. However, you must be prepared to put in the work. The universe works with you, not for you. So we got too many people who think that they're masters of the universe. And no, it's a co-creation. So just like, with children, they don't always get what they want, but sometimes you just might get what you need. It will only match your own level of effort. So if you don't put in the effort, you won't reap any rewards. This card reminds you not to keep playing the victim, but to take on the role of manifester. Determine what you want and then take determined steps towards having it. Set your goals, work towards achieving them every day, and then set new goals and begin the cycle again. The Dreamweaver card is here to tell you that there are no limits to what you can achieve if you set the intention and put the work in. The world can be divided into those who live out their dreams and those who don't. And I'd rather be one who tries and fails than to never try, and then at the end of my life, and I'm just like, man, I really wish I would have taken some chances. So I'm gonna take risks, calculated risks, but take risks. The difference is that there are those who do. The difference is those who do are active participants in their lives, while those who don't remain passive. Take positive action today towards one of your wildest dreams. Create and live a life that you truly love, one wherein you feel blessed every single day. Weave your dreams into the fabric of reality. So I know people think that I, kind of keep my head in the clouds a lot, but I like to think that I'm just in tune with what's beyond the veil, and then trying to kind of tune in to know, okay, what do I need to do now in order to make that happen? So sometimes trying to connect with source and be in alignment with what I'm asking for. It's kind of like, you put in an order with the universe, and then the universe is giving you the ingredients so you can make that delicious, meal, but then I have to know where to go to get the ingredients. So it's another game that I will explain things to some of my students was that it's like the Sims characters, right? You can make your Sims characters do different things, but you have to give them explicit instructions. So when God and the angels and my ancestors are giving me instructions, if I've got people that are trying to distract me, I've got people that are trying to upset me, people trying to derail me, people that want to talk to me, people that want me to hear what's going on with them, and just all these distractions that I'm just like, shh, I'm trying to listen and tune in so I can get all the ingredients so I can make my delicious meal. and then I can sit down and just bake it and make it and then enjoy it, and then have people come to the table and enjoy it with me. Okay, a couple more messages. We got my runes. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think it is runes. So let's go ahead and see which one we get today. All right, this one is pronounced El-Haz. It's rune number 15. The theme is Elk Guardians. The keywords are refuge, protection, safety, sanctuary, guardians, and trust. The magical working for this rune is protection, summoning the guardians, creating safe space, building good instincts. Key phrases include safe and protected space, taking advantage of natural defenses, allies with your best interest at heart, and be alert to keep your wits. And I do have some people that are really looking after me, that check in with me to make sure that things are going well. But they themselves have their own spiritual battles and their own missions that they're all, involved in. So I don't want to make it sound like I don't have any friends out here and feel sorry for me. That's not how it is. All right, let's get a Healing Waters Oracle. And I actually did some training with Rebecca Campbell, and I just really enjoy working with her and her programs. So if you had a chance to check her out, she's got some great information there to help you on your healing journey. So let's see what message we get from this oracle deck. Alright, this one says Cosmic Ocean, current dreams, future realities, and new beginnings. And I often say that the past, the present, and the future are all happening at the same time. I know it's a little bizarre concept to grasp, but it really is. Now, her other deck that I use that I like is the Starseed Oracle. So let's go ahead and get one of these messages. Pull my star seeds. One of the things that I hope to do is to bridge the gaps between the generations, because we're all saying the same thing, just using different language and different types of communities, but we're all trying to anchor in healing and peace and love and harmony and joy. Just, we don't always agree on what that looks like and how it should sound. And so I want to connect with as many different tribes and groups and associations and affiliations, so that way I can help bridge the gaps in the communication, so we can help improve behavior all over the planet, and we can live more peaceful, harmonic lives. Alright, so for my star seeds, we have a double mission. Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. So that's good confirmation for me that yes, I'm learning the tools that I've always been drawn to, that society and family members really did not want me to touch, but in this evolution, this is exactly what I need. So for my other star seeds, hopefully that resonates for you as well. Let's go ahead and do a love message for those that are on the twin flame journey like myself, or you're looking for a soulmate to learn some more valuable lessons. Hopefully they're all good ones. I know I am beyond wanting any more harmful, chaotic, tumultuous love connections. So please, Lord, only allow those that are of my best and greatest timeline to have access to me, to come forward, to help me be able to anchor in as much love and kindness and gratitude. That I hate men, it's just the experience I've had with them have not usually been very good. So I would really like to have positive interactions with the male species, please. Thank you. We have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And that's the story of my life. It seems like the people that I've been interested in weren't interested in me, and then I'd have ones that were interested in me that I'm not interested in. So it's always like this weird debacle of like who's on first, what's on second. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm not it. Not it. Just go for her. Like, I'll be your wingman. I think she's more your type, and I divert them to somebody else. Alright, let's get a star seed message, and then we'll close this out with a healing message from Archangel Raphael. Sorry guys, I know when it's not gonna work, I'm like, sorry, I don't want to be collecting no jar of hearts. I really do just want to be friends. All right, meditation. Take a moment to connect to Source through a quiet, reflective meditation. So hopefully you can find a moment in your day to be in solitude and peace, and kind of reset. All right, here's our final message from Archangel Raphael. And let's see what kind of healing message he wants to give us today. Thank you again for being here and for supporting my channel and supporting what I'm trying to do. If you could like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things so that way we can get these messages out to a wider audience, I greatly appreciate it. All right, Archangel Michael says, laughter is the best medicine. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for reminding me to detach and find the humor and irony within every human drama. A lot of times I sit back and laugh at myself and I'll be like, girl, you really went all in on that fight, didn't you? Like, it'll be like, it wasn't necessary. One hit is all you need. But sometimes I just pummel them and I'm like, ooh, sorry. Anyway, I hope you found this to be a very interesting and enlightening message, and I hope you have a blessed day.